Hello, welcome back to my Let's Play Thaumcraft 2015 series. So, I've decided I want to finally make a Railcraft tank for all of my liquid experience. I have put a bunch of experience into a couple of these hardened portable tanks, and it's just becoming unmanageable. It's too much work to keep transferring it, and it's a waste of time. A Railcraft tank that I'm going to build will hold 2,000 buckets, so that should hold us off for a while. Alright, so Railcraft tanks require a rolling machine. I happened to find one of those in the town. There was a Railcraft hut there with a rolling machine, but if you didn't happen to find one, the recipe is pretty easy. It's just some iron, some pistons, and a crafting table in the center. And it takes Minecraft or redstone flux as well for energy, which most mods do these days. So, to craft a Railcraft tank, we're going to need several components. And if I did the math right, I'm all ready to do this. We need a bunch of these iron plates, which you get in the rolling machine. And we actually need a few more. So you get an iron plate by putting iron in a 2x2 pattern like this. It will automatically craft unless it's the last one. This helps with automation. I've never done enough with Railcraft to need automation, but I can understand why you'd want to do that. So if I just piped iron in here, it would fill up, I believe, all 4 of these slots. So I think that's why they do it, but I never have done that before, so not 100% sure. But you click, it'll craft the last bit in there, and we can get our last iron plates. And I've already scanned the iron plates. So, what are we going to do with those? We're going to make an iron tank. And an iron tank is a multi-block structure, so there's several components we're going to need for it. So, hopefully I did my math right. I need 71 walls, I need 71 walls, 24 gauges, and 3 valves. So, the valve, let me go over here to the thing. The iron tank valve is some of those plates, a lever, and some iron bars. Let's see here, is that glass? No, it's the plates. I can't see that pattern here, the ghost pattern. Alright, and you get 8 of those for every recipe you craft. We need 24 gauges, and you can dye them too, but I never do. Alright, so that's going to be glass panes like that. And we need 3 of those. Okay, I thought I had done the math right, but I couldn't figure out how to get the plates, everything lined up right with the 5 pattern there. Whatever. And the last part are the iron tank walls, and that's just 4 of them together. So, do that. And that should get us 72. We need 71, so that's fine. And I've already dug out the structure. Now, the iron tanks have a very specific format you must follow. The bottom of the tank must be a wall. Now, I believe we could use gauges, valves in here, but I'm just going to make it completely out of walls. And you also need all of the corners to be just like that as walls, and all of the pieces that come together like that. So you need kind of a foundational structure for it to work right. So And I have decided to make these back walls also out of the gauges like that. So, at least it's one left over. We needed 71. We got 72 because they come in multiples of 8. Then we have the drain, or the valves, and the iron tank gauges. So, I'm going to put it like this, where we have a drain like that. Oops, that's not right. Always seems odd when glass doesn't break. And do I have any dirt? Good, 'cause I need to get at the top of this as well. Alright, so I'm going to put a valve right probably here. And then the rest of it will fill out with these. And you can see that it changes its shape to be a nice structure. You can tell the change. So, now that we have that, what can we do with a Railcraft tank? Well, obviously, it's a tank, so we're going to put liquids in there. So, I've got those. I need my crescent hammer. That's right, you just right-click to get the tool, shift-right to enter the interface. Alright, so... You know, dirt is all well and good, but there is an item from Industrial Craft which is rather helpful. It's called scaffolding, and it's very useful in little projects like this. So, let's make a scaffold. We need planks and sticks. Shouldn't be too hard. Let's see here. That's hardened sand. There we go. Planks and sticks. And let's make some scaffolding. Not that kind. I think you used to get 8 of these, not 4, but I could be wrong about that. Alright, so 8 is generally enough. They're very easy to place and take down. You can climb up them like they're ladders, so I kind of like that for building. Let's see here, put that in output mode and it will drain into the tank. Perfect. Give me that back. Oh, not shift click. Shift click there, right click now. Perfect. Alright, so there is all of our tanks XP in here, and it doesn't always update right away. At least the whale doesn't. It will eventually. But as you can see, 64,000 liquid XP of 2 million. Now, in addition to what I've done so far with the structure, I'm telling you about the way it has to be, you also have to have certain diameters and heights. So I built it 5 by 5 by 5 because that's a pretty good structure, I feel. If you hover over the tooltip, it will tell you the sizes that you can make. So the heights can be 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. The diameters need to be 3, 5, 7, or 9. So the smallest tank you could build is 3 in diameter and 4 in height. I usually go 5 by 5. That seems easiest to me. And the gauges will let us see what's in here. Now, these valves, we can either input stuff or output stuff. And we are going to output things from there and put things in the top. And the tank valve must be to drain liquid, must be in the bottom 2 layers of the tank. I think that you have to have the valve on top to put things in, although I'm not 100% sure about that. So, I want to make some fluid ducts from thermal expansion. I've got some of these hardened fluid ducts, but I also want to make some more fluid ducts because we're going to have to run the pipes from up there where our drain is, or where our drain was, to the tank. So, thermal expansion, you can make these temperate fluid ducts, which is fine for things like liquid XP or water, things that aren't really hot or cold, like no lava, no cryotheum, no pyrotheum. Those things will melt this, but everything else, usually pretty good. Huh, I thought you could scan those. Alright, so let me get my scaffolding back, and you can just break this with your hand. If you break it from the bottom, everything just kind of goes up pretty well. Alright, so... Alright, where are my fluid ducts? So there's one. Didn't mean it to be there. Alright. Go up to the tank again. Yeah, it's very handy placement, so, alright. Alright. So there is where our XP drain is going to live. We still have 2 of these temperate fluid ducts, so I'll probably use them with the tanks upstairs anyway. Alright. So now, I want to replace the drain and the XP block tanks, or the open blocks tank. Alright, so I'm going to replace the pipe first, and then I'll put this tank, and I'm going to need to dig down 1, and that is why I have the floor like I do. Alright, did I get the servo? I didn't get the servo. Alright, back downstairs to get the servo. I put the servo in the chest, but apparently I didn't bring it with me. Nope, there it is. Alright. Yeah, it'll be easier to go upstairs. Alright, back upstairs so we can put the fluid duct in here, or the servo in here. Alright, so we're going to always be draining stuff. I don't want that one, I want that one. Perfect, it goes ahead and drains. And now I need that cobblestone back. I wonder where I put that. Alright, I'll have to go find that later. Put my XP drain back. And that will simply drain in there whenever I go. There'll be plenty of experience in this tank. Now, I also want to put another tank down here. And I probably am going to need a servo for that. Let's see here. If I right-click... Yeah, need a servo for that too. So I have to put in the servo to get that to fill all the time. Because I want this to always be full so I can get levels out whenever I need them. And then when I don't need them, I'll just drain things into the tank. But I want that open blocks tank down there to be always full, or at least as full as it can be. So there we go. A nice tank setup to store plenty of liquid experience. And we can get it back out. So a perfect XP storage system. Well, I don't know about perfect, but good enough for now anyway. I'm surprised that Wayla tooltip has not updated. It should be better than this, but alright, whatever. Alright, I'm gonna go check time, be back in a flash. Okay, when I was running around trying to find great wood for the wand we made in the last episode, I stumbled upon something else, something that I always love finding. Ender lily seeds. you cannot make these in the game. You must find them in a dungeon chest. And I was lucky enough to find some near a zombie spawner that was almost at ground level, actually. It was weird to just find it. And so we're going to grow ender pearls from these ender lily seeds, which is great because there are so many mod items that need ender pearls, and it just seems that if you're looking for endermen, they're nowhere to be found if you want their ender pearls. So I don't feel this is very overpowered because it takes quite a long time for them to grow. You generally do not get more than one seed back when you break this, so you can't make a very good farm. You can't automate its farming as far as I'm aware. So it's definitely a balanced piece of equipment, I think. So, but I love finding them because it makes getting ender pearls so much easier. So, to grow them, you can either plant them on grass, or you can plant them on end stone. If you plant them on end stone, they grow much faster. If you plant them on grass, they take 30 Minecraft days to grow. If you plant them on end stone, that time is down to 7 Minecraft days, which, yeah, still is a lot, but it will end up being better than hunting for endermen, trust me. Alright, so we're going to use Tinker's Construct to get some end stone. I happen to have one and only one ender pearl, and I can put this in the smeltery and cook it up, and we're going to get liquid enderium from this. And that's from thermal expansion or thermal foundation, resonant ender maybe it's called, I'm not really sure, but this will get us 250 millibuckets of whatever it is, resonant ender or liquid ender. So if we click on end stone in here, we can use a fluid transposer from thermal expansion to convert sandstone to end stone, or we can use Tinker's Construct to get resonant ender and pour that over obsidian or sandstone. Now, the obsidian is a cheaper recipe because you only need 50 millibuckets, which is great because I've got one ender pearl, which will give us 250 millibuckets of resonant ender, and that'll be enough for the 5 pieces of endstone I need to grow my 5 ender pearls. So, to get, and it is resonant ender, we can put an ender pearl in the smeltery, and we'll get resonant ender. So, there we go, we've got the resonant ender. So, put an obsidian block in the casting basin, and pour that over there. Endstone. Perfect. Be careful that you don't accidentally click on the seared faucet, or you're going to end up pouring out your resonant ender into this casting basin. And you're not going to want that because I'm not sure if it's hard to get stuff back into the smeltery. I just haven't found a good way to do that as of yet. I think you use seared glass or seared tanks, but I'm not 100% familiar with the process. It's a little bit confusing from my standpoint. So, I'm going to go ahead and scan the end stone. I found melons too, and I planted a cactus farm over here as well. So the farm is coming along very well. I would like to automate that soon. That may be what I try to do next episode, but we'll see. Let's focus on these enderly seeds right now. So, for the time being, I'm going to plant them in the corner. They don't need light to grow, they just need earth. So, enderlilies are an ancient breed of plant whose seeds can only be found in old dungeons. The plant grows incredibly slowly over the course of a week, and once fully grown, will produce an ender pearl. Beware the thorns that start to grow on the plant as it gets older. So, touch these, and they will hurt you later on. And it's only a week if you plant it on end stone. At least that's how it was in the 1.6 packs. I don't know if he's changed his 1.7. I doubt he has, but you never know. Alright, so eventually we will have a nice ender pearl farm, and occasionally there is a small chance of getting a second seed, so we will eventually be able to expand this farm, but it will probably be a very slow expansion, and by the time we get to that point, we probably won't need that many more ender pearls, but ender pearls are used in so many recipes, this will come in handy quite a bit. Alright, that looks like a good wrapping up point to me, so catch you next time.